Picture this. You flip a switch, but the lights don't come on. Your phone battery is barely hanging on, and at the end of your street, a checkpoint suddenly appears. This isn't a sci-fi thriller. This could very well be your reality when the system collapses. When things go wrong, they go fast. A power failure isn't just an inconvenience. It's a signal. No electricity, no access to reliable news, and no one is coming to the rescue. From lockdowns to road checkpoints and sweeping blackouts, chaos will hit harder and faster than you'd expect. And the most crucial question is, are you ready? Do you have what you need to survive the critical first 72 hours? For anyone unprepared, those hours will feel like years. But with the right steps in place, you can weather the storm. This video will guide you step by step on how to prepare for complete system failure. From essentials to strategies, we're covering everything you need to stay one step ahead. It's time to get serious. The clock is ticking, and the chaos may already be closer than you think. Number 1. Fortify your home before it's too late. Imagine this scenario. You flip a switch, expecting the comforting glow of a light bulb, but nothing happens. Now picture your neighborhood in darkness, the safety net of electricity gone, and law enforcement stretched too thin to respond to rising threats. When the lights go out, crime rises. This is not sensational. It's how every major blackout plays out. The time to prepare your home isn't when the power cuts. It's right now, while you still have the means to do so. Start with the entry points to your home, namely your doors. Most residential doors are woefully underprepared to deal with anything beyond casual use. Replacing strike plates with reinforced versions is perhaps your first and most important defense. Opt for heavy-duty strike plates, and most critically, swap out the small screws most homes come standard with. Use 3-inch hardened steel screws that anchor into the wall studs, significantly increasing the strength of your door. Doing this could delay an intruder long enough for them to move on in frustration. Next, pay close attention to the type of deadbolt installed. A Grade 1 deadbolt, one designed for maximum durability, is your best bet. Don't cut corners by settling for cheaper options. To further reinforce each door, install a security jammer or door reinforcement bar. These tools are inexpensive, straightforward to use, and dramatically improve your home's defenses. But doors aren't the only vulnerabilities in your home. Windows are often overlooked, but they're one of the weakest points of entry. Start by applying shatter-resistant security film to every accessible window. This film holds broken glass together, slowing down intruders and minimizing the risk of injury to anyone inside. Add locks to all windows, and for sliding windows, use wooden dowels or adjustable jammers to prevent them from being opened. Don't forget about your garage. Many people do to their own peril. Automatic garage door openers become liabilities in a blackout. Disengage the opener and secure the track manually with a padlock or clamp. Additionally, reinforce the interior garage-to-home door to match the front door's strength. Finally, consider how visible your home will be in a blackout. A well-lit home can be an invitation for trouble in a sea of darkness, so invest in blackout curtains. These keep the light from escaping while still allowing you to monitor what's happening outside. For security, install motion-sensing solar-powered exterior lights. These recharge during the day and illuminate at night, deterring anyone from approaching undetected. When the grid goes down, your home will either be a target or a fortress. By implementing these steps, you dramatically shift the odds in your favor. Number 2, build a thoughtful emergency food supply. Picture this: store shelves stripped bare, checkpoints cutting off access to basic supplies, and no timeline for when things will stabilize. Without a food supply in place, the stress of a blackout becomes unbearable quickly. But emergency food preparation is far more than just stockpiling junk. It's a careful balance of nutrition, preparation, and morale. The backbone of your food supply should always be staples with long shelf lives. Foods like rice, beans, oats, and lentils aren't just inexpensive, they're nutrient powerhouses that will keep you going for months if stored correctly. Seal these in airtight containers and store them in cool, dark areas to extend their lifespan. Keep basic cooking essentials like salt, spices, and oil on hand as well. A little seasoning goes a long way in transforming bland meals into something you won't dread eating, even in high-stress situations. Then think about portability. While your home should be your base of operations, situations can escalate quickly. Evacuation, whether due to natural disasters or heightened threats, can become a necessity. For this reason, portable food must be part of your plan. Stock up on protein bars, trail mix, jerky, and freeze-dried meals. These items are compact, calorie-dense, and easy to grab when every second counts. On top of practicality, don't overlook the emotional impact of comfort foods. The mental toll of a blackout can be just as daunting as the physical challenges. Small comforts like chocolate, peanut butter, hot sauce, or even instant coffee can go a long way in keeping morale high. When tensions rise, Having something familiar and enjoyable can significantly impact your ability to think clearly and stay calm. Taking care of your nutrition also means planning for what your body might miss. Stock a supply of multivitamins to ensure your body is getting essential nutrients. Even the most balanced emergency stash won't perfectly cover everything you're missing in fresh produce or dairy. Vitamins will help plug those gaps. Food preparation is another detail that's often overlooked. What good is all your stockpiled food if you lack a way to prepare it? Build a supply of low-fuel and no-cook options. Focus on canned soups and ready-to-eat meals that require minimal effort. And if you can boil water, freeze-dried meals can also quickly become a lifesaver. Finally, maintain your supplies. Inspect your stash every 6 months, rotate out anything nearing expiration, and restock the items you regularly consume. By doing this, your emergency supply will stay fresh and functional, eliminating surprises when you need it most. Having the right food isn't just about survival. It's about strength, decision-making, and the ability to endure whatever comes next. Number 3, store and secure water. Without water, everything falls apart fast. While food is critical, you can survive weeks without it, but water? Only a matter of days. When a blackout hits, municipal water systems are one of the first casualties. Pumps and treatment facilities require electricity, meaning your tap could stop working. Or worse, deliver contaminated water that puts you at risk. The first step is simple. Store water now while it's still flowing. The rule of thumb is clear. Each person in your household needs 1 gallon of water per day for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. For a family of 4, that's 120 gallons for just a 30-day period. Build up a reserve using food-safe containers. Options like 5-gallon stackable containers or 55-gallon drums are ideal for this purpose. Label them, treat the water with purification methods like bleach or water treatment drops if it isn't pre-filtered, and store them in a place that's cool, dark, and away from harmful chemicals. But no matter how much you store, supplies can deplete faster than you expect. That's why water filtration and purification methods are your next layer of preparation. Gravity-fed filters like Berkey or Sawyer products are excellent for turning rainwater, streams, or other sources into drinkable water. Portable options like LifeStraw or iodine tablets add critical backups, especially in evacuation scenarios. Boiling is reliable too. You just need a heat source. Now that you've secured storage and filtration, think about where you can get water when taps run dry. Rain barrels connected to your gutters can collect substantial amounts of water in a short time. Your home's hot water heater is another often overlooked resource. It typically holds 50 gallons. Local streams, ponds, or even public fountains in parks can also be lifelines, but scout these options now. Learn the best access points in your area before an emergency takes them away. Finally, don't ignore the strategic value of water during a crisis. It's not just about staying alive, it's about leverage. Those with access to clean water hold significant power in prolonged crises. With preparation, that person could be you, and not the one desperately begging for a sip. When the power is out and the water stops flowing, every drop you've stored or filtered becomes a lifeline. Make sure it's a strength, not a vulnerability. Point 4, prep for power outages like they're going to last weeks. Most people plan for power outages thinking they'll be temporary, maybe a few hours or a day at most. But what happens if the lights don't come back on for weeks or even months? Imagine a complete grid failure, an EMP attack, or a coordinated assault on critical infrastructure. Recovery from such events doesn't happen overnight, if it happens at all. That's why prepping your own off-grid power solutions is a must. And the time to plan is now, not when you're sitting in the dark. Start with solar generators. You don't need a massive system capable of powering an entire house. Portable solar generators like those from EcoFlow, Jackery, or Bluetti are ideal for emergencies. These compact units can efficiently run essential items like LED lights, communication devices, fans, or even small medical appliances. Pair them with foldable solar panels that can be adjusted throughout the day to maximize sun exposure and keep the generator juiced up. Battery storage is another important layer. Stock up on several high-capacity USB power banks. Make sure they're fully charged at all times and clearly label them with their capacities and intended uses. These portable power packs are perfect for charging smaller devices like phones or radios. Keep them in a rotation system. Use one while another charges to ensure no downtime when power is needed most. Remember, backup sources like car inverters can also provide a way to recharge these devices in a pinch. When the grid is down, power needs to be rationed carefully. Prioritize what you're powering based on necessity, not convenience. Essentials like phones for communication, radios for gathering critical updates, small lights for visibility, and medical devices for health should come first. Forget about running your television, microwaves, or gaming consoles. Stick to low-wattage devices and multi-use tools. Equip yourself with USB-powered gadgets, such as lanterns with built-in radios or flashlights with crank chargers. These devices pull double duty, giving you more value for each bit of energy invested. Most importantly, practice with your gear before an actual emergency. Set up your solar panels and determine how much energy you can generate in a day. Test how long your devices can run on a generator or power bank. Timing these processes now ensures you'll know exactly what to expect when time is of the essence. Reliability in an extended blackout isn't about luxury, it's about survival. A controlled, sustainable power system gives you freedom, security, and a strategic edge. Stock it, store it, and stretch it wisely because the lights may not turn back on anytime soon. Point 5. Set up off-grid cooking and heating solutions. If you've never cooked a full meal off-grid, it's worth trying now, before you're forced to do it under pressure. Preparing meals without electricity, natural gas, or appliances like microwaves is a different ballgame altogether. And don't overlook the importance of heat. If a blackout hits during the winter months, staying warm isn't just about comfort. It's critical to survival. The good news? You can prepare effective, efficient systems for both cooking and heating right now, keeping you ready for the long haul. Begin with fuel sources. Your off-grid setup is only as reliable as the fuel it runs on. Propane is a top-tier choice for emergencies. It powers portable stoves, heaters, and lanterns while being easy to store. Invest in a mix of 1-pound propane canisters for mobility, and at least 2 20-pound tanks for larger or prolonged use. Store these containers outdoors in a well-ventilated space away from open flames or ignition sources. Rotate them every few years to ensure they remain in good condition when you need them most. For cooking, a small propane stove or camping stove is versatile and reliable for basic needs. Think boiling water or heating simple meals. But what if you run out of propane? That's where having alternative cooking systems becomes necessary. Alcohol stoves like the Trangia are compact, lightweight, and burn denatured alcohol or heating fluid, making them a convenient backup. For outdoor options, rocket stoves are incredibly efficient. These wood-burning cookers operate on twigs and scrap wood, producing minimal smoke while still providing enough heat to prepare meals or boil water. While fire-based cooking systems are incredibly useful, they aren't without risk. Improper use can lead to house fires or carbon monoxide poisoning. Always use these heat sources in well-ventilated areas and keep a fire extinguisher within arm's reach. When it comes to heating your space, solutions like the Mr. Heater Buddy provide a safe, propane-powered option for indoor use. Make sure to follow precautions, such as cracking a window and using a carbon monoxide detector to monitor air safety. Additionally, layering is vital. Use Mylar emergency blankets, wear thermal clothing, and isolate a single warm zone in your home by blocking drafts with blankets or towels. The impact of a hot meal on morale shouldn't be underestimated. A cup of coffee or even a single heated meal can offer a psychological boost when times are rough. Equip yourself with multiple cooking methods, a safe heating system, and diligent fire safety habits. Then practice using every system to ensure confidence when you need it most. Point 6. Get communications that don't rely on cell towers. The idea of being without your smartphone in an emergency is unnerving. Unfortunately, in a crisis scenario where the grid fails, cell towers are typically not far behind. Whether they're down due to lack of backup power or deliberately shut off to limit public commotion, the reality is that your everyday communication device quickly becomes a useless chunk of plastic. That's why preparing off-grid communication solutions now is essential to staying connected and informed. Start simple with an emergency crank radio. These affordable devices are indispensable, running without batteries and offering access to NOAA weather updates, AM/FM stations, and in some cases, shortwave radio frequencies. Some also include built-in flashlights or USB charging ports, adding extra functionality to a single tool. Reliable brands like Midland or Kaito are readily available and well-suited for this purpose. Next on your list should be two-way radios or walkie-talkies. FRS, Family Radio Service, or GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service. Radios are excellent for local communication. Whether you're coordinating within your home, talking to neighbors, or linking up with family across a small area, choose models that offer strong range capabilities and rechargeable battery options. Importantly, practice using them in predefined channels for communication with trusted individuals. For those looking to take communication to the next level, ham radios are invaluable tools. Although a license is required for transmission, it's not needed to listen in. Ham radios provide access to local emergency frequencies and global communication under the right conditions. A simple, budget-friendly Baofeng radio can open up an entirely new world of information and communication capabilities during a blackout. Having the hardware is just one piece of the puzzle. You also need a plan for how to use it. Create a physical contact list complete with phone numbers, addresses, emergency channels, and protocols. Supplement this with books or reference cards showing how to operate the devices you've stored. Signals such as light flashes, colored flags, or specific loud noises like whistle patterns can also be prearranged with family or neighbors as nonverbal means to signal safety, danger, or requests for help. Lastly, know when to talk and when to listen. Sometimes, gathering information is more critical than trying to share it. Whether through a radio, a walkie-talkie, or ham equipment, situational awareness can be your most powerful advantage. Reliable communication isn't just about convenience, it's about staying one step ahead, knowing what's happening around you, and ensuring your loved ones are safe. Get your tools, plan your methods, and test everything now. Because when the next blackout comes, being in the know can make all the difference. Point 7. Secure your financial independence before it's too late. When the power goes out, it's not just lights and Wi-Fi that disappear. It's access to your money. Imagine walking into your usual grocery store only to find the credit card system offline. Your debit card is useless, the ATM is dead, and your banking app won't even load. This isn't some distant doomsday scenario. It's the reality of what happens when the financial systems we depend on stop functioning. If you're not prepared, you're stuck. But if you lock down financial independence now, you'll have the security to keep moving forward when everyone else is panicking. Start with cash. It's still king during the initial stages of a blackout. But here's the key. You need it in small denominations. Forget about stashing $100 bills. When there's no way to make change, they become almost worthless. Focus on ones, fives, and tens. These smaller bills are practical for purchases like food, fuel, and medicine, or even for bartering. Divide your cash into multiple locations. Keep some in your wallet, a portion in your go bag, some in your car, and the rest securely hidden at home. That way, if one stash is lost or stolen, you won't lose everything. Think about the next step beyond cash. Once the blackout stretches on, bartering becomes the new economy. The items people will value won't be luxury goods, they'll be essentials. Stock up on practical items like batteries, over-the-counter medications, bandages, lighters, and even small comforts like cigarettes or chocolate. A bottle of whiskey or rubbing alcohol can also be incredibly valuable, not for leisure, but as tools for trade or morale boosters. These seemingly small supplies could hold immense influence when everyday conveniences collapse. But financial independence isn't just about surviving week one. A longer blackout isn't just a physical crisis, it's a financial one too. Digital banking falters, paychecks don't deposit, and savings accounts are locked behind screens you can't access. Preparing for this reality now means reducing vulnerabilities. Pay off high-interest debt before it can weigh you down during a crisis. Build a savings strategy focused on tangible assets like tools, non-perishable foods, and other survival essentials. Ultimately, financial independence during a systemic breakdown isn't about being rich. It's about being practical. Secure your options before they're gone. When systems fail, those who've prepped financially will stand tall while others scramble. Protect yourself now because when the time comes, there won't be a second chance to prepare. Point 8. Equip every room with tactical tools. When society malfunctions, so does the promise of safety. The question isn't if trouble comes knocking during a blackout, but when, and when it does, you'll have seconds to act. Preparation isn't just about having the right tools. It's about having them where and when you need them. That means staging tactical tools throughout your home so you're never caught defenseless, no matter where you are. Start by identifying potential threats. From home invasions to unexpected emergencies, you need tools that are both accessible and fit within your comfort level. If you're trained and legally allowed to use firearms, they're one of the most effective home defense options available. But owning a weapon isn't enough. You need to ensure it's stored safely, yet can still be accessed quickly under high-stress conditions. Quick-access biometric safes are a must-have for securely stowing firearms while keeping them ready at a moment's notice. Practice retrieving and using them in low-light scenarios so you're ready if the time comes. For those without firearms, or for anyone who values additional layers of protection, non-lethal tools are essential. Pepper spray is affordable, compact, and incredibly effective in tight spaces, instantly incapacitating an intruder and buying you precious time. Tactical flashlights are another invaluable asset. A high-lumen flashlight can disorient attackers with its intense beam, while its solid metal body doubles as a striking tool. Place them near beds, desks, and entry points for easy access. Every room in your home should have something to defend with. Maybe it's a sturdy baseball bat tucked behind a door, or a multi-tool stored in a desk drawer. Even everyday objects can become life-saving tools when strategically placed and easy to grab. For example, a heavy-duty tactical pen not only writes, but can also serve as a defensive weapon. The key is to ensure these items are discreetly staged and easily accessible. Don't leave tools lying around in plain sight. Use hidden compartments, furniture storage, or other creative solutions to keep them secure yet within arm's reach. Preparation doesn't stop at placement. It involves practice, too. If you have family members, everyone in the home needs to know where tools are stored and how to use them. Walk through drills quietly to build familiarity and confidence in emergency procedures. For children, tools should remain out of reach, but they should still know how to handle potential threats, such as what room to retreat to or how to call for help. Finally, equip your car with tactical tools as well. A flashlight, seatbelt cutter, and multi-tool in your glove compartment could be the difference between escaping a dangerous situation and being stuck. Your vehicle might become your emergency shelter or your evacuation plan, so ensure it's as prepared as your home. When the grid goes down and predators seize the opportunity to take advantage of weakened systems, preparedness is your ultimate defense. By equipping every room and training yourself and your loved ones, you turn your home from a target into a stronghold. Don't wait to act. Your safety depends on the actions you take today. Point 9. Build a strong local security network. Here's an undeniable truth. When the lights go out for good, facing the aftermath alone isn't just hard, it's dangerous. While survival comes down to preparation on an individual level, true resilience requires something larger, something collective, a security network. Your biggest asset during a prolonged blackout won't just be your stored supplies or tools. It will be the people closest to you, your community. The first step to building this critical network is getting to know your neighbors. You don't need to share your detailed survival plans or label yourself as a prepper, but you do need to start forming relationships. Begin with simple, natural conversations. Talk about recent power outages, concerns about crime, or even bad weather. These topics open the door. Find out who in your neighborhood might have useful skills. Is there a nurse who can provide medical support? Someone handy with tools or mechanics? Who's already quietly preparing without advertising it? Trust begins with connection, so you don't need a formal meeting, just small, sincere conversations over time. Once you've identified a few trustworthy households, organize a minimal but effective plan for coordination and communication. Develop a system to check in on each other. This doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as flashing a light at a specific time each night to signal that things are okay, using a pre-agreed whistle code to alert each other to potential dangers, or meeting at a central spot for updates. Use walkie-talkies or other tools if you have them, but don't underestimate traditional low-tech options like flag signals or basic hand gestures. Practice these methods in advance to ensure everyone knows how they work. Divide roles and responsibilities among network members to maximize security and resource management. For example, one family could monitor radio frequencies and news updates. Another could patrol the street or watch over vulnerable areas. And yet another could focus on first aid or food preparations. The goal here isn't to form a militia or attract attention, it's about staying resourceful and organized. When your neighborhood appears unified, alert, and ready to defend itself, it becomes an unappealing target for troublemakers. Looters and opportunists look for chaos and weakness, and a well-coordinated block offers neither. Beyond security, your network provides a resources safety net. It ensures that in a dire moment, no one is completely out of options. For example, if one family's propane runs dry, another might share some reserves. Similarly, having neighbors who can pool extras like batteries, medicines, or tools gives you mutual leverage for survival. Trust and cooperation pay off more than isolation. The key to making all of this work is timing. You can't wait until a disaster begins to suddenly forge a community. Lay the groundwork now while tensions are low and people are more open to helping one another. It takes time to build trust and establish reliable systems. And nothing fosters cooperation better than proving it under calm conditions. Once things begin to unravel, the people who already trust and rely on one another can focus on survival rather than improvising from scratch. Your community could become your strongest defense when the system completely fails. Point 10. Put your preparedness to the test with blackout drills. You've stocked food, secured water, set up off-grid devices, and planned everything down to the last detail. But no matter how well prepared you think you are on paper, planning isn't enough. A full-scale blackout drill is how you turn theory into proven practice. If you've never tested your survival strategy under real conditions, you have no idea what might fail when it matters most. Now is the time to figure it out. What is a blackout drill? Quite simply, it's a simulation of a complete grid-down scenario. Pick a weekend, flip the main circuit breaker in your home, and commit to 24 to 48 hours of living without any utilities. No electricity, no running to the store for supplies, and no backup from modern conveniences. It's not just an exercise, it's an eye-opener. Within the first hours of your drill, weaknesses in your plan will become evident. Can you and your family move confidently around the house without lights? Do your kids know where to grab a flashlight or lantern? Does the gear you depended on, like solar lights or emergency lanterns, work as effectively as you hoped? Or does it fall short? Blackout drills show you exactly where you've overlooked basic essentials. But don't just test your lighting. Expand the drill to other critical aspects of survival. For example, practice a night security breach. Can you silently move from one part of your home to another? How long does it take to gather the family in your designated safe room? Run through silent signals like hand gestures or flashlight blinks to ensure everyone remembers the plan and how to respond under stress. Test your cooking systems too. If you're relying on a propane stove or solar oven, now's the chance to see how efficiently it handles a real meal. How long does it take to boil water? How many meals can you realistically prepare before fuel or resources run low? Does the smoke or odor from cooking make your home unsafe or give away your location? These are issues a drill can uncover that no checklist will warn you about. Energy and power systems also need a trial run. Use this time to monitor how long your solar panels take to charge devices, how quickly battery backups deplete, and exactly how much energy consumption your household requires overnight. Take notes so you know whether to adjust or expand your systems. Expect and welcome equipment failures, gaps in coordination, or confusion during the first drill. That's the point. Identifying problems in a controlled scenario now saves you from devastating mistakes in a real blackout. Debrief afterward with your family. What worked? What didn't? Was everyone able to follow the plan? Or did stress cause unexpected reactions? Build an improved system based on these findings. Preparedness isn't just about supplies. It's about skills, experience, and confidence under pressure. The best plans fail without practice. By holding regular blackout drills, you're transforming a theoretical strategy into a proven survival plan. When chaos arrives, those who've practiced will be the ones who persevere. Set a date and start now because readiness is earned, not assumed.